Yo guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we have another tier list for you guys. Some of the maps in Rogue Company suck. Some of them are really good. So me and Team BP, who is linked in the description, will be creating the most accurate map tier list for Rogue Company. So if you like this, do drop a like. Other than that, let's get on with the video. Okay, cool. So today we're going to be doing a map tier list based on the map's competitive integrity, how fun it is in Strikeout, how fun it is in Demolition, and if there's any little issues that we think need to be ironed out. And we're ranking them from the S tier, which is dank, down to the F tier, which is
epic foul.
Or yeah, just deleting really. The first map we're going to have a little look at is a map called High Castle. It's a really cool map, very defender-sided, but there are definitely a couple of issues. This map has a certain set of rogues that are almost must-picks on here. For example, Vi, for example, Trench. But it does have a lot of redeeming qualities as well.
In comparison to the map pool, I think this is an average map. I'd be inclined to put it around the C tier, but I do think by having almost compulsory picks for that map, it means that you've got to be versatile as a team in order to choose different rogues. For that reason alone, I would probably put it in B tier.
As well as that, the A site makes for some really interesting plays. The way that it's kind of out on an island and you have to get to it across a bridge or across a zip line means that it's super easy to defend, whether you've planted the bomb there or whether you're defending it. That makes for some very interesting plays as well and super interesting games to watch.
So moving over to map 2 then, which we have Vice.
Yes, sir.
I actually really like Vice. I think it's quite a balanced map. I think the defenders and the attackers both have the same amount of time, or the same time it takes to rotate between the bomb sites. I think it's evenly split. I know when we was discussing this previously, we didn't rate it that highly, but since one of the updates that come in season 1, where they've actually removed one of the half walls, I think it makes it a lot more competitive. For that reason, I would probably place it in the A tier, but let's hear your perspective.
No, I fully agree. I think before it got its update and that fountain was increased in height and that jump wall was removed, I think it honestly would have been a D or an E tier. But since then, that really has just brought the map into its own. As well as that, the art style on this map is fantastic. I definitely like the idea of fighting underneath a massive transformer. I think that's cool as hell. And the whole map just looks and feels really cool. So I think they've done a really good job with this. It started a bit rocky, but with that update, really happy with it. I'm more than happy with an A tier. Yeah, so we're going to go with Glacier because it's another one of the new maps. It's one of the ones that they've added since the game has been released. And this one is a little bit different. I don't know anyone that likes this map, to be honest. A lot of people are really frustrated with it. When you try and ask them why, there's a lot of different reasons, and I think all of them are true. There's way too many ways to get from one point to another point. You can go underground, you can go over the top, you can go ground level, you can go literally wherever. And it's not a very balanced map either. There's some sites that are a lot easier to rush than others. Plus, a mid push on this map is just way too powerful.
I mean, when me and Jack play this map, we kind of just send mid every single time as a 4-stack. Whether you're attacking, defending, that's kind of our go-to strat. And when all else fails, that fails. I think when we was discussing this as well, we said that there could be a few quick wins for this map. So like either removing the bottom half completely, or maybe looking at bordering up some of the windows that are in mid so it doesn't make the mid position so powerful. But in its current state right now, I would probably put this as an E tier map.
Yeah, this is way down the bottom. I mean, it can't go much higher than that. I don't think it's that bad. It does have some redeeming qualities, but I mean, not many. I think E is accurate. That's the one.
Cool. So that takes us on to our 4th map, which is Lockdown, which is very fitting to the current settings that we're in now. Yeah,
we don't want to speak much more about that type of lockdown, but we will speak about this type of lockdown. It's a pretty cool map, but it's not very balanced at all. Defenders, especially if you're a defender that holds B site, they hate this map. It's super hard to hold because of the ability to just get Demon ulted out of there, or just get rushed. If you send 4-man onto B site and you're holding from B site from that back concrete, then you're in trouble. You're probably not going to enjoy your time on this game. So a lot of teams opt to hold out of the site, right?
And that leads us on to one of our development ideas, what we would like to see to happen to the map. And what we decided is that over at B bomb site as a defender, the opening into the B bomb site, if that could be opened a bit more, say by like 3 or 4 meters, so you had like a clear vision of the bomb site, so you didn't need to necessarily go into B to defend it. You could defend it almost from your spawn area, right? That would probably make it a bit more balanced, but that's probably unlikely to happen. So on that basis, we kind of decided to put it in the... You tell them, Jack. You tell them.
Oh, it's D tier, man. It's bad. We don't like lockdowns around here.
Especially after getting 7-2'd on it. But we won't
yeah. Nah, what 7-2, man? I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, what 7-2?
I think it's cool to have a big tower in the middle. But yeah, the B site is tough. I think you're right. I think if the back was opened up a little bit more, then it could be a little bit more balanced. Not so much as to make it super easy to defend, but that's the beauty of trying these things out, I guess. Hopefully they'll think about it, because they must see that this map is getting demolished on attack.
Which leads us on to our next map, Icarus.
Icarus,
map
yeah.
Number 5.
This is like completely the opposite thing, right? So the defenders on this map are way in control. The A site is super easy to hold if you're a smart team and if you use your utility well. There are some teams that I've seen do really, really well on the attack here, but overall it is very defender-sided. The B site is a very strange one to hold as well, especially seeing as normally there's only one person on there. There's a couple of really weird choke points in here, like the alley leading to B, that just make for strange gameplay where it's just completely stalemate.
One thing I will say about this map is it's a fun map to play. If you take the competitive aspect out of it and you're just talking a standalone strikeout or just having fun on the map, I do enjoy that. Definitely more than I do Lockdown or Glacier. So for me, I'd probably place it in the C tier.
There are some other defender-sided maps on this game that are maybe a little bit more defender-sided, but they're nowhere near as fun to push. I feel like with good coordination, then it's super fun to play. It probably is deserving of a lower tier because of the map design, but somehow they've made it so it is still super enjoyable to play. So
so then we have another new map. It's going to be dropped soon, which we tested actually on the PTS server. This map is called the Hollows.
Yeah.
So what we can say about this map, it's quite a large map. It feels like it's going to be heavily focused around competitive play, this map. There's quite a lot of lanes. There's a door that you can interact with to sort of change your flank style. There's definitely higher parts of the map and lower parts of the map. But with that in mind, where you can pair that against Factory, where when you rotate between bomb sites, you can hear it a lot. With this, because the map's so large, I think it'll make rotating and stuff fun for viewers to watch, to see the different strategies that are going to be coordinated around this map.
That makes sense, because that's another thing about maps like Icarus. The defender-sided maps tend to be super easy for the defenders to rotate. For the viewer, it's exciting to see an attack squad mount a really quick rotate, get to that site and outplay the defenders, and then see the defenders scramble for a retake. That kind of thing seems to be possible on Lockdown, where it's not so possible on some of the other defender-sided maps. I will say we've not played this map to the same extent that the other ones have been played, so this one should be taken with a grain of salt. We'll see. It does seem seriously cool though. Some of the little parts of it, like the little central round bit that you can crawl around, that seems really cool. The elevation seems nice. I did notice a couple of the zip lines were a little weird though. It might be because I suck, but I was kind of falling off of them. I tend to fall off the zip lines and just die, so I don't know if that was just because they suck or if I suck, but that was a thing. I
think overall we'll probably place this in the B tier. It has potential, but also it might not have potential. Have to see how the comms play out in this map.
If you consider what we know so far, then I think it is a B tier. I mean, there may be some exploits with the way the map works that reduce it and make it more one-sided, or there may be some little tricks that we learn that make it more balanced, and we have a lot more fun with it. I will say one thing that is super unique about this map that I really like is the interactivity with the super slow opening doors with a really loud sound. I think that's great.
For sure. Which leads us on to the next map, the Arena. Do we need to even discuss this? It's been removed from competitive play. It's been removed from ranked play as well. So I think that pretty much summarizes where this map belongs.
Yeah, I think if you've played Rogue Company for any amount of time, you know where this map goes. Unless you're a diehard Dr. Disrespect fan, then even then, I think probably just
Yeah, do the honors.
Just start, man. Just put it in the put it in the F. It goes. It's bottom tier. Let's be fair here. You can defend too deep into A site. B site is too small, and there's not enough peaks in some places, and there's too many peaks in other places. So
yeah,
I'm not a big fan of it. I just don't think it works. Plus, whenever I play this map, my frame rate dips like 30 frames. It's wild because they got so much Dr. Disrespect memorabilia just lying around. Like, but yeah,
so
in the bin.
Next map is Factory.
This is the defender-sided map that I was talking about when I was saying with Icarus, it's still fun. When you get stuck on an attack on this map, it's horrible. It's just not enjoyable at all. When you're dominating in a defense on this map, it's great. But I've seen probably more reverse sweeps on this map than I have any other.
Probably put it in the same level as Lockdown. I think that's a very unbalanced map too. But yeah, I totally agree with you. It's definitely defender favorable. So for that reason, it's got to be paired up with Lockdown.
Yeah, I think so. Comparing it to Lockdown, it is kind of the equal and opposite. The Lockdown map is a lot easier to attack on, whereas the Factory map's a lot easier to defend on. The one redeeming quality that takes it out of the E tier, I think, is on Strikeout. It is actually really fun. There are a lot of great fights that you can get on a Strikeout map on Factory. Nope. Yeah, another one close to the bin.
So now we're moving on to Favelas. I actually quite enjoy this map on all modes. Limited time modes, Strikeout Snipers is a pretty fun map to play. Demolition and Strikeout, both the same. I enjoy this map quite a lot. In terms of it being competitive, I'm not sure how I feel about how competitive the map is. It seems that B is a lot more favorable and the whole B fake to A is very common. But the one thing I do like about it is that over on B bomb site, with the whole interactive door on the B bomb site, it makes it quite fun for viewership. You can actually plant the bomb, open up the door, and as a defending team that are trying to defuse the bomb, you can close the door and make the attacker of the bomb, you know, change his play. You can't just camp the bomb off from an angle. So I think that makes it quite fun.
There's basically one main play that you can get off this map, which is push B. Did B work? Yes, no. B worked, yes. Plant B. B worked, no. Rotate plant A. That's pretty much it. I mean, there are some A pushes that work, but for the most part, they're risky and they tend to be one and done strats. However, when pushing B, it is really good fun to try and take control of the small garage, and there are a lot of decent peaks, and as you said, the interactivity with the door is really cool, and I think that opens up some great avenues for play. It's a good map, but it's not a perfect map. The amount of plays that you can get on this map reduce it a little bit, so I think C is about fair for this one.
Canals. This is a very big map, and I think with Rogue Company, especially trying to be a competitive esports game, some maps like this that have like larger areas, I think are better for strategy. Although the map might not be perfect in terms of visuals, in terms of size, in terms of a lot of things, one thing that I will give it is that you can make some competitive plays, pushes, defends, holds on this map. So I would definitely rate it above Favelas and Icarus for that reason.
There's some really good peaks on this map for info, like the peak where you can see people crossing bridges to A, the mid cut from B to mid that you can sit in and get really good info on the footsteps. They reworked the middle of the map, and that does help it flow a little bit better. But I still think the middle of the map is a bit of a no-go zone. So it would be nice to see a couple of small edits to make that section of the map more used, maybe a little bit defender-sided. Also, very, very glad they changed the spawn location of this map, because this was the map where you could jump out of the plane, fly into the water on the left-hand side of the map, completely respawn on the right-hand side of the map, and then run to B, by which point everyone's seen you flying to A, and they send their entire defense squad to A to defend it.
Moves us on to the next map, which is Skyfell.
Yeah, it's a cool map.
So Skyfell, I've got a lot to say about this map, actually. It's super fun. Well, you put me under pressure now. It's a super fun map. All the modes that I've played on this map, limited time modes. It was probably one of the first maps I played as a new player as well, and I found it very easy to learn and pick up. There's 3 lanes that's just the same as every other map. I think both bomb sites are fairly balanced. I think B and A are very well designed. So for me, I'd probably say it's A tier.
Yeah, it's really high up. There's some really nice peaks as well from mid onto the B statue area. just these tiny little micro peaks that can give you a load of info, but can give you a really nice peak to take a shot with a sniper or take an accurate shot with an AR. There are a lot of these little peaks and these little details that make this map really good. I do think the thing that's holding it back from the highest tier is that there's a little bit too much focus on mid control, but that is for any team. Mid control is important for attacking or defending, which makes it still competitively viable. So it's a really, really good map. I always have fun playing this. So yeah, I'm more than happy with an A tier, man. I think that's a great pick for it, which actually leaves our final one, right?
Yeah. So where's this going to go on the chart? So we have Windward. Another one of the maps we played. I think we got 7-1 on this map, but it doesn't matter.
What's 7-1, man? I don't know what you mean.
But I think, again, it's kind of touching about what we thought about Hollows. I think this is such a well-rounded map. There's 3 lanes. All the lanes are perfectly pushable, rotatable. You know, there's an emphasis on mid control. There's 2 access points for each bomb site. So yeah, I mean, overall, I think it's just a really good, well thought out, designed map.
As well as it being great for competitive. If you play this map on Strikeout, or if you play this game on Casual Demolition, and you want to just go wild and have fun, you just send a B zipline, right? You send 4-man B zipline, and it's just wild. So there's a lot of really fun plays that you can have on this map, as well as really competitively viable plays as well. So yeah, I mean, it's super balanced and yeah, super good. I think definitely changing the bomb site from where it was on B to where it is now, where it's split between the 2 sides, I think is really good, because that made it a little bit more attacker friendly, having the B site where it was, as you could sit at the back across the zip line and cover the bomb with a sniper. Now you can still do that, but you're a lot more accessible to the enemy team. So I'm really happy with this map. This is one of the ones, whenever I get it pop up, I'm super happy and I get ready for a really good fight. So yeah, S tier, that's the king of the maps right now, is Windward, in our opinion.
Let us know what you think in the comments down below. Do you agree with what we think are the best maps and what we think are some of the worst maps?
This is, of course, completely subjective, and every map will play completely different depending on what rogues are on it. So if you're an Anvil main, for example, you're probably going to love Factory. If that's the case, then do let us know.
It's your boy 96 and BP Brad UK. We've done a madness sorting this out for you guys. So if this is content you like, make sure you hit sub on our channel. We will be doing things like this in the future, so stay tuned for other tier lists. And let us know down below if this is content you like enjoying, because we'll make sure we bring more your way.
I actually have a graph that you guys might like. There it is. And thanks so much for watching. Have a nice day.